Okay, this is step by step on how I make my bookmarks for my art. That also ended up becoming my most sold items on my online art shop. As a book girly, I painted buildings that I would likely find in my romance books. So after painting them, I scan my paintings in my Epson Perfection V600 scanner. Then I go into Photoshop and I fit as many bookmarks as I can on one page to print on my Epson 8550. I make sure they're centered and symmetrical on the page since my bookmarks are double-sided. So then I flip and print again on the back. Then my favorite part, laminating. I use this matte laminate and I make sure that the settings and numbers match the laminate paper. Cut the bookmarks to the shape and size you want them and then put them through the laminator again. These are so fun to make. I definitely plan on painting more, so let me know what your favorite books are so I can paint a bookmark to match.
Here's a look at how I made my best-selling Scholarly Sardines bookmark. It all started with a simple sketch. I'm not the best at drawing out ideas, so they usually begin as really rough visualizations and simple lists. Then I created a bunch of different mock-ups. This is the first one I made, and I tested out different slider systems. I tried having 2 single tabs on either end of the slider. However, they were not strong enough to hold the slider in place, so I finally landed on having the slider at its full length and folded in so that it would not fall out. This bookmark is one of my favorites to make. It was even a finalist for the Etsy Design Awards this year. I'm really looking forward to making more products like this in the new year, so let me know what you think.
Here's exactly how I made these charm bookmarks that I'm giving out for my book club this month. I got these blank acrylic bookmarks and vinyl adhesive bookmark stickers at Hobby Lobby. I got this roll of chain and then some jump rings. I also got this pack of mini tools and a bunch of charms. First, you'll take off the film from both sides of the acrylic bookmark and then very carefully place the sticker on the bookmark. Then I measured out the length of chain that I wanted for the part that's hanging off of the bookmark. Then you use the jump ring to attach the chain to the bookmark. I found that if you use these 2 tools to twist open the jump ring, it made it a lot easier. And you kind of do the same thing when you attach each of the charms. The bottom one was the easiest to attach. I found that using this pencil to help guide the jump rings from the charms through a lot easier. This part was a little time consuming because the chain was like just big enough for the loops to get through. And my hands were kind of hurting from holding these tiny pliers, but it was definitely worth it because they came out so cute and I hope that everybody likes them.
I made these bookmarks on my iPad with Procreate and they were so fun and I think they turned out really cute, so here's a tutorial. Go to Procreate and make a new canvas. I made mine 2x8 or 2x6 for a little bit smaller. Then just draw out whatever you want your design to be. I kept all of mine really simple and there's also tons of inspiration on Pinterest. Once you're done, export these as PNGs and then upload it to some sort of design software. I use Illustrator, but you can use Canva, and align these all up on 8.5 by 11-inch sheets of paper. I printed and laminated mine through FedEx because I don't own either of those things, but it was super easy. Then I cut them all up, added a little hole punch, and then added tassels. You can get these at any craft store. I got mine off of Amazon, and now you have a whole new set of bookmarks for yourself and your friends.
You guys have been yelling at me to make a tutorial for my book charm bookmarks, so I'm finally going to cave and make them for you guys. So basically, you're going to want to go ahead and get some paper clips and string, doesn't really matter what kind. And after you get that, you're going to want to cut a fairly long piece and then fold that in half. Then you're going to knot it through itself, so you're going to open up the big part and then pull the 2 pieces of string through the circle. Once you do that, here's how it should look. Here's another close-up just in case you can't tell. And I go ahead and put some glue on that just to make sure it's really secure, and that's how it should look. After that, go ahead and get your beads. You can get words, letter, like whatever you want to do, okay? Get your beads. And I put mine in a bowl. And then go ahead and start putting them onto your string. You can make it as long as you want, as short as you want. Make it say whatever you want, okay? Do you. I personally think it's really cute when one side's longer than the other, though. So if you want them to look like mine, that's what I always go for. Then once you are done, you're going to stop and tie a knot at the end. I like to put 2 knots over each other just to really secure it. And then I'll go ahead and put glue on the knot of that as well. And then do that to the other string. And then boom, this is how it should look once you put all your beads on there, tie the knots, cut the excess off. That's it. Super simple, very cute. Hope you love it.
This is how we save over $30 of product inventory by ordering bookmarks as postcards. The print quality wasn't up to our standards, plus I wanted to make sure that these were really durable for you guys. And instead of ordering 200 bookmarks for almost $90, I just ordered 50 postcards for about $55. So not only did we save some money for the business, but now these bookmarks are better quality than we could have ever made them. So go check them out.
Say less, bestie. Let's make this bookmark together. So I'm gonna throw up on the screen a recording of Canva, and we'll start there. And after we design it, we can cut it, various ways. We don't need a cutting machine. So now that we're in Canva and we have our dimensions, the 1.5 by 6 inches, we can import whatever design we want and kind of change the background. Here I'm just quickly showing you that like if you have like one of those seamless patterns, you could easily kind of just duplicate it here. In this case, this pattern is like way too tiny, so I'm zooming in a lot and just kind of figuring out how I would like that design to look. But this 1.5 by 6 inches works well for seamless patterns. And then I'm just going to export it and import it into my Caesar Juliet program here and just kind of lay it out. If you weren't using a cutting program, you could just, basically print it out, laminate it, and then afterwards put it into your cutting machine, or you can, cut it with scissors or one of the, cutting machines, or not the cutting machine, but you know what I mean. And then I'm going to score it. And then after scoring it, we're just going to take the rounder puncher thing and clip each side. This stage is obviously optional. I just like the rounded corners. And then we're going to grab our magnets. And I always like to make sure that I am grabbing the magnets first and kind of making sure they connect well before actually attaching them to the bookmark. And then we're all set. And then we can grab our product card, snap it on, seal it up, and we're all set. We have a cute little bookmark now.
The steps I take to make double-sided bookmarks. I open Canva and create a design space that's 8.5 by 11. I upload my image, turn it horizontally, and then I reshape it to be 2 by 7. Once all my images are uploaded on Canva, I download it as a PDF file and print. After I print the first side, I flip it and put it back into the paper feeder. I then go to my printer settings, I go to preview and then layout. In layout, I go down to where it says flip horizontally. This is the key to making sure that you have double-sided bookmarks. And that's it, friends. Now you have double-sided bookmarks. Let me know if this video helped and let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you.